Yeah.
We'll figure it out. But first, sorry, I was honestly, okay, so today is the day Off Campus came out. And I, this morning, was like, oh, there's a lot of episodes. I'll watch an episode while I'm getting ready because it always takes me about 45 minutes, like a full hour to do like everything that I do, including like breakfast, getting ready,
Oh.
getting dressed. Like it takes me a full hour to get ready. So I put on an episode this morning and was watching it as I was getting ready. And then today I got home from work and I was like, I have time. I'll watch another episode. So everything related to the podcast kind of went out of my brain because I just really wanted to dive into the show. So apologies that I maybe didn't refresh myself on what we were doing this week.
That's
Seeing
okay.
as you do more work than the rest of us, I think we can
Oh, for
forgive you.
sure. I normally don't go into the office on Wednesdays,
Oh, and you went in today?
and I went in today because we have people who are leaving.
Gotcha. So you were all in the same boat of like preparedness.
Not
So
in that we're not.
and now we're not. So who knows what will come out of our mouths. But first thing first, I want to talk about Jillian, your reaction to finishing the first Boys of okay, do we say is it Tommen or
Tommen? I
Tommen?
say Tommen.
Common is how it's actually said, but everybody who's American says Toman.
I say Tommen, so I guess I followed
So
the
you're
correct way.
Irish.
Okay. I do watch a lot of British TV, so that probably helps.
Um, yeah, like speed ran through the end of that book.
Well,
And
it ends on a
then
cliffhanger.
immediately went to
Spoilers.
start the second book.
Yeah, spoilers for anyone
And
who hasn't
now,
finished the first book.
yeah, and in the past 2 days I've read 50% of the second book. So I'm on board. I'm liking it now. I I was kind of expecting
Something bad to
things
happen.
things to come to blows, yeah, at some point. Because like Johnny had to find out. Like that's why she's so guarded all the like he was really getting antsy about not knowing what she
Mm-hmm.
was keeping from him. So it was a good cliffhanger leading into the second book.
How did you feel about Joey, him asking Joey and Joey not really telling him?
I I was I kind of got what Joey was saying because that's like just like a really like they're intentionally keeping that private because they're so afraid of people knowing and like accidentally just like trying to be helpful but putting them in a worse situation by putting them in a home or something like that.
Yeah, and also Joey, we have to remember Joey doesn't really know Johnny.
True.
So him saying like if she trusts you, she'll tell you. Like that's
Yeah.
valid. Like he doesn't know him enough to know if he can actually trust him with that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I understood that. Like I wasn't mad at Joey for not sharing. I was kind of frustrated because I was like Johnny needs to find out. But I I kind of understand Joey. Although so far in the second book, we're getting so all the stuff you guys were saying last week about like, oh, you're gonna learn all this about like Joey and the drugs and all that stuff and like Gibbsy. None of that came up in the first book. That was all at the very beginning of the second book.
It all really
Like,
melts together.
yeah. So we meet Johnny's dad like at the very end of the first book with in the hospital and everything. And then the his parents, we don't really learn that much about them until the second book.
True.
You kind of get like their immediate reaction, like they're caring parents.
Mm-hmm.
And we know his dad's job as a lawyer, which is relevant.
Yeah, so I actually had to Google. There's something
Barrister.
that, yeah, well, there's something that comes up later about the difference between solicitors and barristers. And so I was like, I don't actually know the difference. So I looked it up, and a solicitor is like a lot more general, and a barrister is more specialized.
Hmm.
Did you Google
We don't
that
have
too, or
that
did you know
here.
that?
I already knew that. I had Googled that like a while ago, years ago.
Okay, that makes sense. But yeah, it comes up that he's, more specialized. Obviously, we can tell that he's successful based
Hmm.
off of his life.
Yeah. So, um, now we learn about Joey and the drugs pretty early on. Like Darren comes back. I hate Darren.
Okay.
I have no respect for Darren and his opinions. He needs to go somewhere else. I get that he's trying to help out, but he like ditched them for 5 years, has no idea what's going on. Anything he's heard has been from his contact with his mom, who is not a reliable narrator.
Well,
And
just the fact that he was in contact with her. I just splashed this everywhere. Was in contact with her the whole time.
Yeah, that's kind of what I get frustrated with. It's like and I do think a little bit of it is like, I'm sure she was trying to protect Darren from her husband, from his
mhm.
dad. And so she probably did keep her contact a secret. But for the other kids, I'm sure that must have been so hard.
Well, and from just like the conversations between Joey and Shannon in the first book, like Darren leaving was very traumatic for them. Like it caused them to bond even more and kind of make this deal with each other. Like we're not gonna ditch each other. We're not gonna be like Darren.
Hmm.
And so they carry this separate weight against him because of that. Just the fact that he was supposed to be their older brother and protect them and he ditched them.
Right.
And they're like, we can understand that it was tough, but then they kind of go, this is when Joey left, but Shannon's in the hospital and Darren's in the hospital talking to her. And they're kind of like going back and forth, just trauma dumping on each other, like who had it worse. And she was like, you got mean words. They said bad things to you, but like
We
we
got
got
beat.
tossed around.
Yeah.
Like we almost died. And you didn't get that. And like they got worse after you left because they only loved you.
There really, for me, is no way that Darren could come back into their lives and have everything be good unless
Yeah.
they were all in therapy. I think they would all like there was gonna be no easy way for him to come back and for them to trust him,
Yeah,
no
it was
matter
also the
how
way,
good his intentions are.
yeah, it's also just the way he immediately tries to take over everything.
Yeah,
And he's not like Joey has been steering the ship the whole time. And
yeah.
he's like, here's how it goes, here's what's gonna happen. We've seen these patterns before. And Darren's like, no, we all need to rally behind mom. She's the victim here. And I'm like, I was so pissed at her at the end of book one when Joey was like, him or us. Who are you gonna choose? And just the fact that she like hesitated
Yeah.
Yeah.
at all. And she's like on the floor going over to her husband while her daughter is has a collapsed
Yeah.
lung and is dying.
Is literally dying, and her husband has just been kicked, basically.
Yeah. But then like he starts to the dad starts to go after the mom and then Joey steps in to protect her again, even though she just said, I'm gonna choose him over my kids. And I'm like and then Darren's like, she's the victim in all this. I'm like, no, she's not.
I mean, I don't discount that she is a victim,
She
but
is, but
at some
she's
point,
also the problem.
she is, yeah, she's part of the problem in this house of these children are abused, and she is not helping
At some
any
at
part
some
of the
point,
situation.
she is also an abuser as well as the victim.
Yep.
Yeah.
Enabler for sure.
It's
Yeah.
also just that like the kids have been telling these lies for so long. And then we're finally in this situation where it's like, okay, the truth has come out. Like you kind of get to be open about this now and you don't have to carry this burden around so much. Like you can now share it with people. And Darren is like, no, you need to lie.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Like that's
It
sucky. Don't do that.
it also for me is a little bit of seemingly older brother syndrome too. And let me preface this, if my older brother is listening, I dearly love you. But there are times where my older brother, who is 5 years older than I am, who has experienced life in, different ways. He has kids, he, had a job, he went to college, everything before I did. And sometimes when I was growing up, he would be like, "Oh, just wait till you experience this. Just wait till you grow up and you're going to learn and like you're going to, kind of like had this, oh, I know more than you about life." And I kind of get the feeling that Darren is doing that a little bit with them.
Yeah.
He's like, I'm older, I know more, I know how this is going to play out. Even though he doesn't know everything that's been happening in the house for 5 years, he still has, like, I know what you've gone through, and I know how we're
Yeah.
going to get out of this. And, like, isn't taking anything from anyone else.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
I'm now at the point where their dad Teddy just like the police finally found him, but he had checked himself into rehab, and so the judge is gonna let him go after he does 30 days of treatment. Like he's not going to prison, like Darren promised he would.
Yeah.
And you can see Darren's floundering. Like
He's like, I
he's
don't know what to do.
he's like making promises he can't keep, but he's getting really frustrated. He has a short temper because he is like he took on too much and he's overwhelmed. Understandable, but still. Like ask for help. Like Joey and Shannon do know they can help
If
out, but
he
they are
if
not
he would
trusting you
have
right now.
right, if he would have listened to either of them in the first place, he wouldn't be having to like back everything with them 2 steps ahead of him the whole time
Yeah,
and knowing what's
I'm
going to happen.
getting a little worried about it's Tig, isn't it?
Yeah.
Hi,
Tag?
yes. Ty.
Tag.
It's like
It's
Tiger,
like
but without the
Tiger
R.
without the R. Um, I'm getting a little worried about it. So, end of book one, he holds a knife to his dad.
Yeah.
Like he comes in to save Joey.
His first real active aggression.
And then he's been very aggressive this book and withdrawing. And I'm just like really worried about this kid.
Yeah.
I don't know where this is gonna go. But
I
Darren is no help.
I don't agree with anything that Darren is doing. I do think he is trying to make the most though, most out of a horrible situation. Because I think he knows he can't take these kids. He doesn't have the money, the energy, the time, and like he knows that they're all traumatized. Like obviously the reason he comes back is because his sister's in the hospital because his dad put her there. So like there's a lot of trauma there. There's a lot of kids and they're all pretty at least the younger ones are really young and are going to need care for a very long time and he doesn't have the capabilities it seems to really house them all, be their dad. So he can't take them. But he also doesn't want them to go into care because of his experiences. So I do understand a little bit that he's like, I don't know what to do, and I think this is the best possible way, but he is doing it all wrong. He is shutting out Joey and Shannon. He's telling them all these horrible, like, and he's not listening to them. So as much as I don't like Darren and I don't like what he's doing, I do think that he is in a little bit of between a rock and a hard place. Like, he doesn't really know what else to do.
Yeah. I'm like I could kind of forgive him for all the initial things he did if he was willing to learn from his mistakes going forward. But like
Yeah.
he keeps taking the mom side. So
Mm-hmm.
the part with the statutory rape where where Marie is like threatening to call the police and accuse Johnny of raping Shannon. And Shannon loses it. And she was like, "You can't do that. Like, it didn't, nothing happened. You can't do that." And she's telling her mom that she went too far. And Darren's like, "No, she understands that. She knows she went too far." And the mom is like, blatantly at the same time saying,
No.
"No, he's bad news for you. I don't regret it. I did the right thing. I'm a good mom." And like, he's like ignoring what is literally happening right in front of him.
Yeah. She. she is very far gone at this point in her delulu-ness and traumatic way of thinking, and is just projecting onto everybody else and everyone else's relationships, I think. Um, yeah, that's not good.
I'm also very confused about this statutory rape accusation because Johnny's 17. Is the I
Yeah,
but they keep talking about like Joey being 18, so now he's an adult. So it's 18 is the age, right?
it must be. And I think the issue was that Johnny was turning 18 really soon.
Yeah, but he's not there yet, so it doesn't count. Nothing's happened. You can't use that threat.
Yeah, and they must not have the age of consent in Ireland at this point in time.
So that stuff was making me really mad. I was mad because Shannon never just said, I haven't had sex. She keeps going,
Yeah,
you don't
that was always
understand.
my
That's not
biggest
what's
thing.
happening.
Yeah, that was always my biggest thing. I'm like, when is she just gonna lose it and say like I'm a virgin? Like, stop. Like, I feel like those words needed to come out of her mouth for it to like hit her mom.
Maybe, but I also don't think her mom, if she had said that, her mom wouldn't have believed her. Think about all the times that her dad has called her, really
Yeah,
awful
but
things.
her mom, Shannon and her mom had that conversation that one morning before Shannon went to school. And Marie said, I know you're not having sex. I know you're not doing that. And I'm standing up for you.
Now the
And
only reason she believes that Shannon had sex is because of how they were found in the locker room when they were making out.
yeah,
Yeah,
I
yeah.
also
I truly don't
love,
think if Shannon said anything, her mom would not believe her. She wouldn't believe a word that came out of her mouth.
no, not anymore. She's off her rocker. And
Agreed.
she's fully convinced herself that Shannon is basically her and Johnny is Teddy. And
Like, it is a
sometimes I'm like, Johnny, you're
parallel.
not helping your case because Johnny does like lose his. He just wants to punch everything so fast.
Yeah, but I mean, if I was in Johnny's position and my girlfriend,
I,
someone I loved,
yes,
was being beaten and lied to and manipulated, I would also want to punch a wall.
I do. I completely understand his reaction. But he like kind of always does the most like aggressiveness things
He
right
does.
in front of her family, and it doesn't make him look good.
Well, because that's the problem is that's where all of his anger lies is with her family for how she's being treated. So that's obviously when the most of his aggression is going to come out. But it does like kind of not go in his favor. That is
Yeah.
when it comes out.
Um, I do love Mammy K.
I was gonna say, I couldn't remember if you had gotten to that part yet,
The
but I
part
love
where
her.
it's Shannon's mom versus Johnny's mom, I
Yeah,
was like, oh, this is gonna be good.
when it came to blows.
And Johnny had to carry her back to the car. He had to stop her from slapping Shannon's mom. I was like,
Edel.
I don't know how to say her name.
I think it's
Adele.
Adele.
Is it Adele? Okay. Yeah,
I pronounce
but
Don't worry,
every name
guys. I
wrong.
she's
listened to the audiobooks, so I know how to pronounce everything now.
Oh, good. Okay, remind
she's
me. It's
sweet.
Aoife.
Yes.
Aoife is Joey's
Eva.
girlfriend. Okay.
I'm not clear on what's happening there because Joey, he was high, got dropped off by the bad guys, Shane,
Shane Hollander.
and yeah, and I was like, that's funny. Um, and like obviously Athie was mad at him, but like I assumed they had made up, but now it looks like he may have gotten into drugs again, so I don't know.
You'll learn
That's
all about that in Joey's book. Don't
yeah.
even worry
That's
about it.
it's not going to be
Yeah,
explained until later.
I know Joey's books are next, but I really want to find out what's going on with Gibbsy because there's a lot of hints that things
You
are
really have to
up.
read them in order.
I don't want to.
I know. I did. I
You
felt
really
the
have
same
to.
way. I didn't want to read Joey's books. I wanted to go straight to Gibbsy.
I love Gibbsy so much and I want to know what's wrong.
You have to read Joey's books first. You get a little bit more of every character as you go along.
There's something going on with Gibbsy, Claire, and Claire's mom. That like Claire's mom is freaking out on Gibbsy and giving him dirty looks and telling Claire she can't be alone with Gibbsy. And I want to know what's happening. Also, I really the school secretary D
Hmm.
who's doing bad things with students. I hate her just because that's disgusting.
Makes sense.
Um, but that Gibbsy pierced himself so, so so he was out of commission. I was like, what is happening with this boy?
Yeah, really
I'm
not much.
concerned.
Not much I can comment on here, given that I've
Yeah,
finished Gibbsy's book. Um,
no comment.
yeah, no comment. I will say though, I've read 5 books so far, and Gibbsy's book I cried the hardest.
I haven't cried
I
yet.
was trying to think. I don't think I cried at all during any of them,
I I cried at the end of Gibbsy's book.
but I'm not really a book crier.
I am a book crier, but I haven't cried yet.
I didn't cry during
I don't think I've
Chance. I
gotten
think
to where.
I was more traumatized.
Yeah, I'm like, there's just a lot happening.
Yeah. I might have cried at the end of the second book a little.
The last book I cried in was because her sister died, and I have a sister,
That's what
so
gets you going, Danielle.
Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah.
no, Jillian,
No.
the last book I cried in was because her sister died, and then the next book after that was like her like grieving and stuff, and like working through everything and all that, and like it literally was giving me so much anxiety that like you were gonna die.
That's so stressful. Oh my.
But did you have a dream about it? Because apparently that's a real indicator of your care.
If you dream
Yeah,
about it?
actually,
If Daniela dreams about it, because
Oh,
she
okay.
only dreams about bad things happening to our dad, and our dad's like, "Oh, that's so sweet. You care about me."
I don't
That's
only dream
funny.
about bad things. That was just a horrific dream.
It's happened a few times though.
I have had a few bad dreams that were dad oriented.
She
I did.
specifically dreamed that something bad happens to her dad, and me and my mom don't care.
That's
And
interesting.
So,
and
so
then
the
she
first,
tells my
so the,
dad this, and my dad's like, "Well, thank you, Daniela, for caring about me." It was a dream.
Oh
so
my.
the first dream, Miranda, was really bad. Like we had some sort of rivalry happening, I guess, with like another farm. Okay, and so then they come and literally set our cows on fire,
Like,
and then
not
like
just
our
the
house
farm,
catches
the
on fire.
cows.
Like they like deliberately burnt the cows, and like that was like it was bad.
Oh my gosh.
And then like the house was on fire too and stuff. Then the other dream I had, we were all like on vacation. It was like kind of a random group of people. It was like our cousins and stuff, but like also some other random people were tossed in there for because it's a dream. But then like our dad goes missing. Like we were at the beach and then our dad goes missing and like the like workers or whoever at the hotel like come up to our mom and they're like, we can't find him. And so then my mom comes in. It was like this like dressing room area, I guess, where like a bunch of us were like girls were getting like dressed and stuff. And she comes in and like pulls Jillian kind of to the side and I was like on the floor like kind of like off to the side like they didn't really like see me or whatever, like weren't really aware I was there, I guess. And she like tells Jillian that our dad is like dead, like they can't find him, he's like presumed dead. And like just like flat out says it and like just walks away and then like Jillian just goes back to whatever she was doing and I was like, no, like he can't be dead. Like what is happening? So then like I go on like this manhunt for him and find him and I find him alive, but like I was the only one who cared.
Jillian, I can't believe you didn't care. How
I
dare
know.
you?
I
No,
know.
the thing was neither one of them like showed emotion about it, and also neither one of them told me. The only reason I knew about it was because I overheard them talking about it. Like neither one of them ever once in the dream came up to me and said anything about it. They were just gonna go about life and never tell me he was dead.
Okay.
Daniela, you have weird dreams.
I know. And they're very vivid. I could still like remember the places that we were in when I'm t like telling it to people. Like I can still imagine it in my head.
Well, I mean, I kind of hope you have a dream, more dreams or dreams about me so that I know you care, but I don't want to be the subject of your
Well,
dreams.
she hasn't dreamed about you yet, so
Well, you don't care about me yet, I guess. About, yeah.
I actually they're like friends are very rarely in my dreams. Why do
Brain
you
incorrect.
says
say
no.
no? Why do you
You're
say no?
always talking about Natalie and Livy being in your dreams.
No, just the ones I tell you about. And usually it's one or the other that's in the dream. And that's only like once a month.
It's pretty frequent.
I dream every single night,
Okay.
and I remember them.
Well, let's
Once in
get
So,
30
back.
days is not that often.
haven't cried in Boys of Tommen yet.
Yeah.
There's a spider on my wall.
Kill
That
it.
also, to
It's
people
fine,
who
it's a
have
daddy
read the
long neck.
whole, like all the books that are out, that might seem like I'm heartless because I didn't cry during Lizzie's book, and a lot of stuff, bad stuff happens in Lizzie's book, but I did like have to take like big breaks while reading her book to
I
even
am
get
really
through it.
gonna
It was
need you.
really hard.
I'm really gonna need you to read Sunrise on the Reaping though,
I started it.
I
because
know.
no, no, no. Like the what you're talking about that makes you cry, Daniela.
Hmm.
I think that book will make you cry. I bawled. I like couldn't see through my tears.
I'm scared.
I think I did cry a little bit in um Onyx Storm, but I can't remember what for.
Did I cry during Onyx Storm?
Um,
I don't think I was really like crying as much as like tearing up
I'm
or
trying to
like
think
one or
of
two tears
who
falling.
died in Onyx.
Oh, I did cry. I did cry. Okay, spoiler alert, Onyx Storm. If you haven't read, I cried when we switched POVs, and it was oh man,
In
what was her name?
Imogen?
Yes,
No.
Imogen
Was it
watching her
Imogen?
friend die.
I
I
don't think
didn't
that
cry
made
for
me
that.
cry.
It made me cry in the moment, I think, because I don't know. I was just thinking of like their friendship and like suddenly being in her BOV really shook me up. I was like, whoa, what are we doing here?
Hmm.
I think when I cried was with Andarna
I did cry. I remember when I cried.
You cried,
and
Danielle, with Andarna, what?
when she like when the bond was broken with Violet.
That's when I cried.
Yeah,
I
that
think
makes
that's what
sense.
made me cry.
I'm expecting a lot more heartbreak in the
That
next book
was
as
there's
well.
just like a really big description of her grief at that time.
How she literally went into like comatose
And yeah.
depression.
The first book I didn't like I cried at the end when is his name Dill? What was his name?
Who are you
The
talking
brother,
about?
No, Sloane's brother,
Liam.
Oh,
Liam, when
yeah.
Liam died.
Who doesn't cry when Liam dies?
Yeah.
That's what I want to know. If
I
you,
did so I did cry during that book. I think I did cry when Liam died, and I think that I did cry um in the next book when she's in like the prison cell
she's being
being
Mm,
tortured.
like tortured. Not specifically when Liam was there, but like I do remember crying during that.
I don't think I cried. I cried when Liam died, and I cried. I don't think I cried in the second book at all, to be honest. Not that I
Who else
remember.
died in the second book? Her mom?
Yeah, that was in the second book.
Yeah, but I didn't cry.
I didn't cry for that either.
I think I
I
was
was
more
angry.
like trying to figure things out in the
Yeah,
second book.
I was just more like gripped into like keep going, keep going, keep going. What happens? What happens? What happens?
Yeah.
So I definitely yeah. And I
That's
when
how
it's
that
something
I
like
think that's how I
that,
usually am during books, and that's why I don't cry. Is like I'm like I need to keep going and like see what happens.
yeah. Thankfully with Gibbs's book. Sorry, I just saw something black at the corner of my eye, and I thought
Sure.
it might have been a bug. Um, Gibbs's book though, I kind of felt bad because Alec was sitting in the car next to me as I was reading, going back and forth on Sunday for Mother's Day. And I kept just like being like, oh my God, I'd learned something like horribly traumatic. And I'd be like, Alec, I need to talk about this. And so then I'd like dump it all on him. And he's like,
Oh no.
oh. It's like, why are you reading these books? They sound so traumatic.
Yeah. Why
Like,
are we reading these
so,
books?
Because I asked
so
you to.
crazy.
Because they're
I
so
would
traumatic, but
never.
they're some of the best books that you'll read.
Because Daniela loves angst. I was telling Daniela what I really appreciate about the writing, especially when you have like a situation where a lot of people are keeping secrets from each other and doing things that kind of go against their best interest. I
Hmm.
appreciate that there is like a good reason behind it. Like it's not just like the reason she was not telling anybody about the abuse at home wasn't just she was like, "Oh, I'm scared." Like it was, I don't want to be my siblings and I split up, put in a home, potentially abused in a home.
Yeah. And it
Good reason.
continues. There's literally every single book you read, there's always some thing that's happened and there's something
Yeah.
hidden. And there is always a good reason for it. Whether, yeah, there's always a good reason for it, which I do appreciate.
Yeah.
I
And
do
then
also read a lot, not at home, like I'll read on my phone or whatever. And so then I just like if I do feel like I might cry, I just don't. I am really good at like not letting myself
I
cry.
just say, no.
I don't have that same feeling.
I can like hold it in, but
Yeah. I'm trying to think.
I'll probably be in a bad mood for the rest of the day.
I won't be in a bad mood. I can like just like no.
Okay, well, I'm very interested to hear your thoughts once you get to the end of book two.
I feel like I'm gonna get there pretty fast.
Yeah, I think so too.
Finally.
Johnny's books, I feel like, might take you a little bit, especially because
Joey.
there's two of them. Joey, not Johnny. Joey's books.
I like we've gotten hints of his backstory, and I'm like, I care, but I feel like I've also been told a lot of it already.
Yeah, and to be honest, the first of Joey's books is all backstory.
Like, there's not a ton where I'm like, oh, I wonder what's going on there. I'm like, I can kind of guess what's going on there. But Gibbsy, I have concerns. There's a lot of red flags, but I'm not like I don't have a clear guess on what exactly is going
Just
on.
wait till you get to Joey's books, and there's more red flags that pop up with other people. And you're like, what is happening
Does
there?
it make you question anything about Shannon's books?
Shannon's books?
Yeah.
Like what's happening with Shannon?
No, just like, were you like, oh, I misjudged that originally?
Yes.
Hmm.
Oh, yeah. You get different perspectives on things.
Yep. You really do need to read all of them in order.
I'm going to. I'm just
I
saying
know, I'm just
I
saying, like,
might slow down again because I'm not that interested.
Yeah, I think you're gonna have a hard time on Joey's first book. It took me a minute to get through
Yikes.
because it's just not. I know I need to read it, and I know Joey's an important character, but there was so much backstory to get up to speed. Because I think the first book ends, or the second book of Joey's starts where Shannon's ends. So, but it starts also, Joey's first book starts before Shannon's. It starts when he's a lot younger.
So, based on, I did like look, I skimmed through the chapter titles because I just wanted to see how many chapters were in the second book. And the last chapter has to do with like the new school year. So I'm assuming this just takes place over like the summer, like end of the school year in the summer, which means we're not going to get to the November court hearing. So I'm assuming we're going to have a showdown between Johnny and Shannon's dad. Like, we have to resolve that because that's just like a hanging threat at this point. Like, he could come back. We don't know what's going to happen. So I predict something will happen there. That's
Okay.
not resolved. Um, Johnny's injury. He's healing well. I still feel like he's pushing himself.
Mm.
And he like promised he learned his lesson, and I'm starting to think he didn't. So I'm worried about that. But I feel like his head's in a better space. Like he's less worried about his whole life falling apart because he can't play this summer.
Yeah. Shannon's definitely helped him in that aspect of finding other things to live for.
Yeah, so we had to do something with him in the academy. Also Gibbsy now wants to get into the academy and play rugby, and he's like, I've been throwing away all my potential, and Johnny's like, yeah, I'll help you train. And I was like, oh, I can't wait for that.
I I just am obsessed with Gibbsy. I just am. I love him so much.
Um, so I hope Johnny is a good friend there and it doesn't like blow Gibbsy off just for Shannon. I'm a little worried about that based on your side. Maybe things don't go well there.
I just have to find out.
Uh, I don't want Johnny to hurt Gibbsy. I think Gibbsy's my favorite.
I'm very curious to hear Daniela's favorite when we finish.
yeah, I'm not saying anything.
I also wonder what's gonna happen with Darren. Is he sticking around? Is he gonna give up and let this like let them go back
Yeah, do you
and
think he's gonna give up?
figure it out themselves? I don't know. I'm also worried about Marie, the mom,
Hmm.
because she's again saying like, no, I'm not gonna take him back. Um, and I don't trust a word out of her mouth. So I'm worried about like if Teddy does come back, and obviously like Joey, Shannon, and Johnny are and Tig are done with him. If she will like ultimately choose him over the kid, like if he goes away and she goes with him, and then like it's just the kids
Hmm.
are left, and like if Darren will have something to do, if he'll leave them again, and then it's like Joey and Shannon like hiding from the social workers. I don't know.
Joey and Shannon raising everybody.
I mean, they're capable. It wouldn't be
Mm,
fun or good for them, but
capable is a strong word. They
they
are
can get by.
surviving. They can get by, but it's not. And like,
It's not a good environment.
yeah, credit to Joey and Shannon for doing what they are doing. But I will say the way that Joey has been raising them is not necessarily the best way.
No.
But that's not his fault. He's in a bad environment. He's just created this hard shell of trying to survive. They just need a better environment, all of them.
Yeah. So, I mean, like all the home life situation stuff has to be wrapped up. I feel like it has to be wrapped up in this book because I I'm assuming we're not going to come back to Shannon and Johnny's point of view. So we would kind of need to address all of their like issues.
Guess you'll
Am
find
I
out.
incorrect in that? Do we go switch between multiple people's point of views?
Guess you'll find out.
That's too much.
Yep.
I also found myself because I have read so much of these books in the past 4 days that I was saying like bleeding Egypt in
Yeah.
my head to things.
I was saying Egypt all the time in my head, or Jesus.
And I was like, oh, that's fun.
Yeah. Yeah. The little phrases that you pick up because you're reading an Irish book.
Yeah. I also I kind of
Which is funny because
skipped
I do
over.
that in real life as well. Like if I'm in like an area where some like people talk with like an accent all the time, I adapt fairly quickly and also begin to talk with that accent.
That's funny.
I also like how many things I've figured out from context clues, like the Irish words, their slang.
Mm-hmm.
Because I didn't look at the glossary
I
dictionary that they
never
gave
did
us at the
either.
beginning.
I
But
listened to
I,
a
when
couple
I like,
things.
I'm like, I think this is what this is. I would go back and look. I'm like, ah, yeah.
The only one I really didn't understand at first was a Bluey, which was like a porno or whatever. I'm like, that
hmm
doesn't make any sense to me. But I mean, the boot of a car, you can figure that
Yeah.
out. Um, they're police.
The guard. Yeah.
Yeah, the guardies, whatever they are. Yeah,
The guards. Makes sense.
it's pretty easy to connect.
Yeah. I also wonder if Johnny's dad is going to have anything to do with the potential legal issues. But he's a defense attorney. So I was like, he's on the wrong team. But then I was like, I wonder if Shannon's mom and Darren are going to go through and actually like accuse Johnny of something.
Well,
That
if
would
they do,
be insane.
he certainly has a good attorney
That'd be crazy.
as his
I do
daddy.
love all the time that like Gibbsy's just like, okay, this is a bad idea, but I'm right behind you. And he was like, do you think your dad will represent me too?
Gibbsy is always like, yep, I'm 100% with you right there. Even if this is a horrible idea, I'm with you.
Yeah, he's great.
If only he had been around though to stop Johnny from hurting himself, from pushing himself too hard.
Which he knew, and he tried.
He
He was like, you
tried.
need to rest. But he's also like, but I have your back, so, your choice, and I'll follow your lead.
Gibbsy's
But
a good friend.
he's fun.
Okay, that's a lot of Boys of Tommen talk, and we haven't even done our introduction. So maybe we should introduce people to the podcast 45 minutes in.
In case he didn't know.
Okay. Welcome to the Pocket Friends podcast. We are your hosts. I'm Miranda,
I'm Daniela.
And I'm Jillian.
and we just spent a long time talking about Boys of Tommen. Um, but that's not the only thing that we've watched this week, talked about this week. We also all recently just saw Michael Jackson, the new movie.
Just
Michael.
Michael. Just Michael.
Just Michael.
I know it's just Michael, but like if
Well,
you just say
here's
Michael, people don't always understand what that meant.
here's why I really care, because spoiler alert, it cuts off at like the end of the Jackson 5. So there's gonna be a part 2. And I was like, it would be so good if the second one is just called Jackson. So then together they're Michael Jackson.
That would be kind of funny. I had no idea that it cut off.
I didn't either. Daniela knew ahead of time.
I did because our mom told us, and I was like, I feel like I would have like kind of liked more to be like kind of surprised by that.
Yeah, I could see that being like that, but also I kept being like, this is going so slow the whole time.
Uh, there's a lot of ground to cover with him.
Yeah,
Like he's a child star who never got out of the limelight. Like he didn't have like a time period where he wasn't.
popular.
Yeah, so I understand. I like that because then you get to tell more of the story.
Yeah, that's fine. I
I
just
didn't.
was like, there's a lot more to cover, and I didn't know where it was ending.
Yeah, it didn't really feel slow to me, mainly because I was just like, I love your
English.
dad. Tell him off right now.
Yeah, speaking of bad dads, let's just episode title, Bad Dads.
There
Um,
you
yeah, he had a bad one. Um, he
Yeah.
it was not good. He also grew up in an abusive home.
go. With Danager
Yeah,
trying to take over everything. Yeah, his dad never liked him at all. I didn't really know that much about his dad beforehand. I knew quite a bit about Michael Jackson's career, but I didn't know a ton of like the behind the scenes.
I
yeah. I
wasn't
think
necessarily surprised, but I was a tiny bit surprised that I did know every single song.
that is good.
But like we did grow up listening to a lot of Jackson 5 and Michael Jackson.
Hmm.
But I guess like because of Bohemian Rhapsody and even Elvis, I think there was a couple songs that I didn't like really know. Bohemian Rhapsody, there was a lot of songs I didn't know. And Elvis, I think there was like one or two songs that I was like, I don't think I've heard this one. But I knew every single song.
Yeah,
And my legs were moving the whole time.
Yeah, I was dancing in my seat the whole
I
time.
was also dancing in my seat the whole time, which, oh, fun fact. Okay, so we went and saw it last night, and apparently, and I don't know if this is just a Tuesday night thing or if we went on a special night, but it was AARP night, and we
It's usually
literally,
Tuesdays or like
okay,
a discount night.
yeah. Well, we walked in, and there, I'm not kidding you, there was probably 50 to 60 older people standing in the lobby of the theater. And we actually, like, the line was like out the door, and we're like, is this a check-in line? Like, is this the line to like scan tickets or whatever? So we ended up in this line for a little bit. And then I looked around and I'm like, there's only old people. So we ended up figuring out that that was like a separate line for them to check in for their movie. So we
Mm,
had to go around it and everything was fine, but the theater was packed. Like there were no empty seats
We were in
on a
nice.
almost like
Tuesday.
a virtually empty theater. We went on a
Mm,
Monday. It wasn't even half full.
we went on a Friday for starters
No.
to see Michael. Yes, we saw Devil
No.
Wears Prada on a Monday.
Oh, well, Michael wasn't very full either.
The back rows were there was no seats left in the back rows. Like
Yeah,
we
but
were
we
in we were in like the middle section and there's like these walls that block them off. There were no seats to when I bought the tickets, there were no seats to buy in the back.
Gotcha.
yeah, but the front wasn't very full. It
Yeah.
was not a full theater.
No.
Well, ours was packed. Even the very, very front row where no one wants to sit, there was seats taken. So it was a very popular movie. Um, yeah, I didn't know a lot about, I mean, I knew about the Jackson 5. I knew a lot of the songs. I knew he eventually broke off and became Michael Jackson. Um, but I didn't know a whole lot of the backstory. So a lot of that was new to me.
The only thing that I like real like was not necessarily surprised by, but like was surprised I didn't know that it happened to that extent. I knew his hair caught on fire. I didn't know that it was that bad.
Yeah. resulted in nerve damage.
Yeah.
Yeah. I do feel like there were missing parts and pieces. And Alec kind of looked it up today and told me that, like, a lot of his other siblings, specifically Janet Jackson, didn't want to be involved at all and didn't want her name involved. So she's missing.
Yeah.
Um, and I think that they hinted, I mean, obviously they show the abuse, so that's present, but then they start hinting at, drugs and kind of some other things. I'm kind of interested to see how they'll take that.
Yeah. I'm interested to see what they do with the um abuse accusations that happen later on.
Yes.
Because those happened in the 90s. And I think we were like at the end of the 80s
Yeah.
when this one ended. Um, yeah. I'm curious to see which route they take. So apparently Jafar, the nephew
Jafar
who plays
Jackson.
Michael,
Mm-hmm.
he got like full access to all of Michael Jackson's documents, like all his personal effects to help
All
him
of his
prep for this
journals,
movie.
all of his like archived journals that nobody like reads. He
Interesting.
got complete access to those and was allowed to read every single page.
Well, I thought he was phenomenal.
Mm-hmm.
He was great.
So good.
Yeah.
So
It's
he
more for
didn't
me.
even know he had the job until 2 years of like learning how to dance like him, learning how to talk like him, learning how to sing like him, like learning how to move like him, like learning his mannerisms. He did all of that for like 2 years
Yeah.
before it was like he was even told like you're Michael.
Yeah. That's crazy.
Yeah.
Um, yeah. I'm kind of interested to see because like it seems like they're doing this with a lot of family approval or some family approval.
Mm-hmm.
So sometimes when you're doing that though, you
If
put a
they
little
change.
rose tinted glasses on
Yeah.
things. Um, and like I said, I don't know a ton, so I think that there's still stuff out there that I, just don't know. But I do want to hear kind of some perspectives of like, oh, this is what actually happened versus how the movie portrayed it.
Yeah.
But that's what, I mean, it happens like that with any type of movie like this.
Yeah.
Either
Well,
you
like,
kind of do it with permission and kind of do it their way, or you kind of do it without and you piss everyone off.
yeah, like Elvis was made fully with like Priscilla and I I think Lisa Marie was still alive when they made that one.
Hmm.
Um, maybe. But like all of his family like watched it ahead of time and gave their glowing recommendations. So, yeah.
Good to know.
I'm very interested in what caused all of these biopic movies to come about. Like we've just like a very concentrated amount.
Yes.
And they're making either they filmed them or they're making them now Beatles ones for each Beatle. Like it's one movie for each Beatle.
That seems kind of crazy. There's also a Neil Diamond movie.
Yeah, with Hugh Jackman.
Mm-hmm.
There's also one where the guy is a monkey.
What?
You know what? Do you know the one, Jillian? Because
Yeah,
we've had this
I
conversation.
we've had this. I don't remember who that
I
one
don't
was.
remember who it is either, but it's like he was involved in making it, I guess. And like that's how
Yeah,
he
he's
felt.
like, I see myself as a monkey.
Not necessarily as a monkey, but like I think as like
Different.
different and like an outsider to humanity, I guess.
It sounds like
But
not a
he's
movie I would watch.
he's like a
There's also
gorilla or an ape or something in the movie.
it. That wasn't the Bob Dylan one, was it? No. The Bob Dylan was Timothy
Timothée Chalamet.
Chalamet.
Timothée Chalamet.
Jillian
Um,
says Chalamet different every single time.
I never get it right.
Sometimes she's like Shamalot.
That's funny.
So I haven't watched the Bob Dylan one. There was also, so like yesterday wasn't really about the Beatles,
It's
and
but
they
a very
did a
good song.
similar thing with Bruce Springsteen, where it wasn't really about Bruce Springsteen, but it was like about the impact of his music.
Yeah.
And then we have the Elton John one and Bohemian Rhapsody.
You're making
Yeah,
me
I was
realize I haven't seen
disappointed
most
by
movies.
yesterday. I
What?
was disappointed by yesterday.
I liked yesterday.
Like I liked it, but
It
I wanted it to
was
be more about the Beatles.
it was fine. I like don't really have any interest in watching it again though.
Right.
That's the movie that, sorry, I'm laughing because somehow Alec and I ended up getting roped into seeing that movie 3 times in theaters. It was just like different parents and stuff wanted to go see it, and so
Yeah.
we ended up seeing it that many times, and it became a joke for us. Like somehow we'd always end up watching yesterday. So we own it now on DVD. It was a
Okay,
joke.
I know what the movie is. It's called Better Man, and it's Robbie Williams.
Yeah. Who I had to look up because I didn't know who was.
I don't know.
This says the Wikipedia says Better Man review. Robbie Williams monkey biopic is a bananas gamble that pays off.
Yeah. Yeah, it was getting like rave reviews from critics. They were like, "What an inventive way to look at yourself." And I
How
was like,
interesting. I don't want to watch it.
"Is it?"
I personally don't trust the critics.
No. Mm-mm.
No, I
Their
typically
opinions are
disagree with the
never
critics. The
true as well.
critics were saying Michael was bad, but like the fan review is it's great.
I thought it was fine. It was fine. I like the music. I enjoyed hearing more of his backstory. I don't know if I'll watch it again.
I'll probably watch it again just because it makes me dance.
I do like the music.
I was very, very impressed with his dancing. I
I
was like,
agree.
the voice and the dancing are the two things that are so synonymous with Michael
Yeah.
Jackson.
Yeah.
And I was like, he nailed it completely.
I think I would watch
I did
clips of it, but not
I
the whole movie again.
I did look up that the singing is majority Jafar, but it is they did like clip in some of Michael
They
like
mixed the voices.
recorded. They did
That makes
mix
sense.
them for some spots to make it as accurate too.
That's what they did with Elvis too, though, right?
Yeah.
I thought they only did that with the last song.
No. The
Oh,
last song they it turned into an actual clip of Elvis.
oh, that's right. Yeah,
But they
but
do like a little medley of the voice.
it was definitely giving Austin Butler level of you really turned in
Commitment.
to
Yeah.
that guy. Yeah.
Yeah. I
It's the method acting
yeah.
there.
Those actors go hard, and
Yeah.
it pays off for sure.
Yeah.
They really transform. But yeah, I was dancing in my seat. I was really impressed with the dancing. Um, yeah, it was very cool to see.
Speaking of like the method acting, I was like it like I didn't like care that much, but like it kind of like bothered me how so many people for so long after Elvis were like mad that was like still talking with an accent. Like he's
Hmm.
literally been speaking like that day in and day out for years to do this film so that he can sound like Elvis on, and then you just expect him to just like turn it off. Like that's just like not how it works.
Yeah, I do think that at that point in time, people were also mad at him for him and Vanessa
Breaking up.
Hudgens
Yeah.
breaking up. So I do think there was a lot of other reasons why people didn't like him at that point in time. But yeah, yeah, he was living and breathing Elvis. So of course that's going to leave kind of a
Right.
lasting impact on him.
Right. That just like bothered me. I'm like, do you not like did you want a bad like if he if it wasn't like still in his voice, it would have been a bad movie because it wouldn't have been as like immersive.
Mm-hmm.
And it's also like this, like you wanted him to talk exactly like Elvis in the movie, but then like you don't want that to show at all afterwards. And it's also kind of the same thing. This is a little bit off topic, but like Benson Boone when he was getting all of his hate, and everyone's like he has no range,
Yeah,
like
it's like
saying like
you
he
haven't
can't
listened
like
to his
he
music.
has no range of. And I'm like, have you listened to any of his songs besides the one that blew up?
Yeah.
Because if you listen to literally any other song of his, he has extreme range, especially for a guy. And like, like you clearly aren't even like you're just saying something based off of one thing.
Yeah. Sorry, there's a side note I do want to make. There's a method acting is a way of acting for sure. However, method acting should not give you an excuse to be a jerk to people.
No,
That's when I
No.
think you cross the line because some actors use it as an excuse to be a jerk, and I don't like
yeah,
that.
Yeah. Most of, at least for like the ones I've heard about where they're trying to turn into somebody else and they're like just like sitting with all the source material, they're like doing it in isolation.
Mm-hmm.
They're like, I separated myself from my family and friends and sat in an apartment by myself and
that's literally
would,
like Austin Butler said he did that. He's like, I was just like constantly watching interviews of him, watching like any video source he could of him, reading anything he could about him. Like he had like pictures of him like taped to his wall. Like I'm sure like if you walked in there, you'd be like, are you like
Like
are
insane?
you're a
you
crazy
okay?
person. Yeah. Yeah.
Like if Elvis wasn't dead, you would be like, are you a stalker? Like what's going on?
Yeah, but I agree. Like, you don't get to go out in the world and be like, oh, that's not me. I'm playing a part.
Yeah, I think I'm thinking of, I heard a lot of bad things about Jared Leto
Mm,
and his method acting.
interesting. He
So,
seems like he would be a method actor.
yeah. Because, like, what? He was Joker, right?
Yes.
Yes.
In like the Suicide Squad.
Yes. And
Yeah.
I think that's where like it came out and people were like, he's not a good person. He was being a method actor, but then also being rude to people all over the place, which
Yeah.
granted, Joker is not a nice character, and so like getting into character obviously, but like you can't use that as
That is an
your
excuse.
yeah.
But
Don't
the
if you're
Joker's
going to
not
method act, don't be
necessarily
around people.
mean. The Joker's not necessarily mean, especially not to strangers. Like he has a vendetta against a very specific person.
Yeah.
And he's psychotic, but he's not mean. Like, you know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like he's not, I don't know.
I don't know. I'm not in the world of
That's
acting.
definitely not an excuse.
I don't know.
Who
But
else was Joker? Um,
uh
Heath. Was it Heath Ledger?
Heath Ledger.
Heath Ledger, yeah.
But
The
then
best
also,
Joker.
yes, he is the best
Yeah.
Joker.
Well, and
But
he did, I think he was method acting for that as well and like got really depressed doing it.
what is the actual Joker movie I'm
Yeah.
thinking of? Who is that?
Um, the title of that movie is just Joker. Joaquin
Joaquin
Phoenix.
Phoenix. I literally was looking at his name and I was like, how do I pronounce his first name again? Um,
He also like went a little insane for that part.
I think it's just the Joker trait. Anyone who plays
Yeah,
Joker
which
is a
I
little bit
mean,
crazy.
he's
But
psychotic,
the
so
but the
do
people
what you want with that.
who like the other people like what like kind of it affected them mentally. They weren't like being mean to people. You know what I mean? Like you're saying like he was using that as an excuse to be mean to people while the other people who also did method acting for the same character weren't being mean to people. They were like mentally feeling it.
Yeah. Yeah. And I'd heard that about Jared Leto on other things too. So it wasn't just Joker, it was other things I think as well.
Right.
So, sorry, that was kind of off topic, but we talked about method acting and I just wanted to bring that up. But yeah, I'm interested to see where part 2 takes us for the Michael Jackson movie
Yeah.
series.
I am very excited because I I don't know if we missed our chance for it, but I want him to do Smooth Criminal.
I do too.
It's
That's my favorite.
it's on the Bad album though, and he's like already released an album.
I know.
So we'll
Literally, we
see.
listened to it on our way home last night because I was like, I'm sad we didn't hear this song.
There might be like a concert clip of it though, like when he's performing, he might do it.
Yeah. But I did really like that they went into how. So, fun fact about Michael, they didn't really say this in the movie, but fun fact about Michael Jackson, he doesn't know how to play or didn't know how to play any instruments, but he would just like
He would hear it.
he could hear it and then he would be able to like write it out or play it out with his voice to get the musicians to then play it. So like he would like completely compose his songs. And
That's
they
neat.
kind of showed that. But like he and like this was the tension in the movie was he wanted like this creative control, like he just had all these
Hmm.
ideas and his dad was like, "No, you got to do this for the family and be with your brothers." Um but he also like went big on his music videos and kind of changed the way music videos are done.
Yeah.
And I did like that they we went into that, like especially with Thriller, which was a big like
Well,
basically a movie.
my our mom went and saw it and with two of her friends, and the scene where like Thriller starts, it's like you're kind of in the music video.
Hmm.
And they're like they thought that that was like a clip that they took from the music video. Like it took like until it like switched to like it was on set. They like thought that it was the clip from the music video.
Wow.
I haven't seen the music video enough times. I didn't like come up in that era to have a say in that, but them who I'm sure saw the music video several times, that was their reaction to it.
No, you could very much tell in the movie that this, like, all of these ideas were in his head. Like, he was extremely creative and had new, inventive ideas and just had a playful heart, a playful
Hmm.
soul, and wanted to show it.
Yeah. Very non-confrontational. Like
Absolutely.
it was an issue. I
Yeah.
That really showed also during the Thriller music video when he like pulled um his manager right to the side. That's who he pulled to the side.
no, I don't think it was
Somebody
his
that he
manager. It
regularly
was just
works
It was
with.
not the
somebody
director.
Right. And he was like, "Are they supposed to do that with the
he was
camera?
like,
Like, is that what was
"Can
planned?"
we try?"
And then he just like st the guy was like, "Yeah, I like that's what it like w was talked about." And Michael just like stood there silent for a while, and the guy was like, "Is there something else you want to try?" And he was like, "Yeah, do you think they could do like go back further?"
Yeah, and he was like, if that's okay, if that's okay." And I was
Yeah.
like, "This is your video,
Yeah,
sir."
you're in charge. I mean, but I'm sure that stems from, he said
His
things as a
abuse.
kid and
Yeah.
then
Yeah.
got in trouble and abused for it. So
Yeah.
that very much stems from his environment growing up.
Yeah. Yeah, there definitely seemed like there was trauma that manifested in quite a few ways.
Hmm.
Like not being confrontational, but then also kind of being stuck in like a child like mentality.
Yeah.
Yes, that 100%. I also wonder, and I don't know mentally where he was at, but if he fell anywhere on like the autism spectrum, because
I feel like for sure.
I feel like for sure. I don't want to I mean, I'm speculating, but like I don't want to
I
say
don't
for
think there
sure.
was a confirmed diagnosis,
I don't
but
think that there ever was, but you
Probably
can
not back
see.
then, for sure.
Well, no, absolutely not. But you can see with like children really dive into things and like kind of become obsessed with certain topic areas and they know all about it. I was just thinking about him and all of the animals that he rescued and
Yeah.
his obsession with animals. I could definitely see that leaning more towards on the autism spectrum as
Yeah.
well as some of his mannerisms and things.
Yeah.
So,
I
yeah.
would agree with that.
Well, I
Even
do
like
feel like
him with music, that's also would like he very like especially interested in animals and music.
yep.
yeah.
And being
So
able to visualize things, like so much was in his head.
Right.
yeah.
Right. And like
Yeah.
not knowing
I
how to express it all the time, like that's very spectrum.
Yeah.
yeah. I do feel like the I think that's like a common trait amongst like the athletes or the singers, musicians,
Or like
those kind of
geniuses.
people who like that is their only passion and like they are just so locked into that.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
they like see they try to like reinvent the whole thing and all that stuff. I think that's like a very there was a recent video of Rory McIlroy, the golfer who just won the Masters for the second time. And they gave him like a it was like a gray screen. So all you saw was the silhouette of the person. Like just you couldn't see any other markers about their body or anything like that. And it was just the golfer's swing. And they were like, "Can you identify who it is by their golf swing?" He got every single one right. And like but right away. He was like, "Oh, I can guess that one before they even start the backswing." And like all the comments were like, so does he have like golftism and all this stuff? And
I was gonna
everybody's
say
like, for sure.
it's like
For sure.
Oscar and his or his
Yeah.
F1 grid knowledge and him
Yeah.
beating the test
Yeah.
every year.
Yeah.
It's like it's not every professional athlete or anything like
No,
that, but
not
it's
everyone.
some of them at the top are definitely
There are a few
they got
special
there
ones.
on pure passion alone.
Yeah,
Yeah.
100%.
Yeah.
But
Just crazy.
I definitely feel like Michael falls into that category, 100%.
hmm But good movie.
Good
Daniela
movie.
thinks it's her favorite biopic.
Yeah.
Interesting.
I Elvis has been mine. I don't know that this one. I want to wait and see what happens with part two before I make
Elvis
final
was
say.
my top, but now I think Michael is my top.
I haven't watched enough of them. I've really
I
only
love
seen
Elvis though. I
Michael.
love like the clothes and everything were so good in Elvis too. Like it was just more than just the story that was good in Elvis.
Yeah.
Like they did really good with the atmosphere, which they did good in Michael too, but I think just the time period those clothes are
You don't care about the 70s and 80s as much.
yeah.
Yeah. I
And Michael was very eccentric in the way he dressed as well, like especially out in public. So
he was. I need to see Elvis. I'll add it to my list. I haven't watched, I'm sorry, I haven't watched Elvis.
Oh,
I also haven't I've seen Bohemian Rhapsody, but I haven't seen basically anything else.
hmm. Rocket Man is the Elton John one. I
Right.
just didn't know that much about Elton John. Like I knew
yeah,
his music, but I didn't know a lot about like his origin story.
yeah, I didn't
Um,
either.
but like Elvis, I knew a lot about Elvis.
Yeah, I think that does affect how much
How
I
much
like it
you
as well,
care.
is if I already do have a lot of
Some
background
connection.
on the story in general.
Yeah. That's why I knew a decent amount of Queen songs before watching Bohemian Rhapsody, which it just helps enjoy the experience more. Like
Yeah.
if
Hmm.
you're dancing along to the music and tapping along, like you're gonna enjoy it more.
Yeah.
Which is also
But
why maybe I felt like the Michael was a little slow because I actually really didn't know human nature I didn't know that song very well, and they did the whole
They
song
did
concert
for a
style.
long time.
Yeah.
I was like, this is the one song I don't really know. So,
Yeah.
Yeah, we listened to quite a bit of Bohemian Rhapsody, I feel like growing up, but I didn't know a
Of
lot of the
Queen.
songs that were in the movie. Yeah, sorry. I was saying the movie.
yeah, I understood.
Yeah, I knew a little bit about Freddie Mercury, but I didn't know, and I knew like some stuff about what happened with the band. Like they had a bit of a breakup and then they got back together and
Yeah, I guess that's kind of what my disconnect is a little bit with Michael, maybe. Is like my only real biopic like movie is Bohemian Rhapsody. And that, while it was telling the story of the band and Freddie Mercury, I felt like was more story like. And this one, it just like there was story, but it was more like from song to song
hmm.
with like a little bit of story sprinkled in.
Yeah, it was a little bit different.
Yeah. Like it felt like one big concert.
That's probably how Michael's life felt.
True.
I think that's probably because like his private life was very private
Yeah.
and a lot of his like expression came out in the music he made and like the songs he did. So maybe that was like an intentional storytelling move of like
Yeah.
he
That's
was
true.
sharing himself through the
It's very
music.
possible that that was intentional because it is mentioned in the movie. Like he says, like, I'm not going to go on the talk shows or anything. Like I want to be
A mystery.
right.
Do you think that's because he was uncomfortable doing those things and that's just he didn't want to do that?
Could have
I think
been.
part of it was probably he thought it was a good PR move and he was also like, and I feel most comfortable with that.
He's like,
Yeah.
I don't want to talk to people.
Yeah.
I'm good enough to know I don't have to.
Yeah.
Right. I think also he was very expressive through his music, so he was like, there's not much else that I need to say, like the music says it. So like it's kind of redundant of me to even do these interviews in the first place.
Yeah.
And then on top of that, he probably didn't really want to. The thing is, most of this like people in those fields don't actually want to do the press part of it most of the time.
No, not usually.
Yeah, it is funny though. I heard um Michael B. Jordan said, and maybe it was Denzel Washington who told him this. Was like, don't do the ads on social media. Don't be posting about yourself on social media all the time, because then people won't want to go pay to see you in the movie if they can see you for free on their phones. So I do think it was like a genuine PR strategy that was like kind of
Yeah,
passed down. And they're like,
you
you
are
need
always more
to,
interesting if you're elusive because everybody wants to know more, so they'll take whatever they can get of you.
yeah. Another thing,
It's human nature.
another thing Danielle and I were talking about right after we watched the movie was like, so in Elvis and in Queen, they had like the fainting fans and like the fans, like in this movie, like they were hopping over the fence, like security was catching them and pulling them away, and like he was
There
being
were
like
also people who
mobbed
like
out in
fainted that
public.
were being taken out by like the
Yeah.
security people.
And we were like, who is like Taylor Swift is the biggest star of our time right now. And I guess I haven't heard about people just like fainting from just seeing her, like what has changed? Is that just like we're more exposed to celebrities now than we were then?
I think so. I think back then, think about it, like the only way people really had exposure to their favorite people were through music videos that they saw on TV and
Like a
hearing on the
grainy
radio.
picture. Yeah.
Like
Or
that's
like magazines,
or magazines,
like
yeah.
news
Like
articles,
they didn't have them at the tip of their fingers like we do now.
right?
And they
You
didn't
couldn't
get
scroll through
to
their Instagram when you wanted to see them.
no. And like celebrities now really interact with fans a lot more frequently and through social media, phones, talk shows, things like that. And before it was a lot more secretive, a lot more elusive people. I
Yeah.
feel like celebrities were really like
Idolized.
more private citizens back then.
Yeah, I think also they were more idolized and put on like more of a pedestal and not seen as much of as human as we see them as now.
Yeah,
It's
like
much
Yeah.
easier
now
to see
you
them
get
as
more
human when
traction
you
if you're
get
down to
more
earth.
of them.
Yeah.
When like before, like you got so little of them, so they didn't feel as human, I guess. And like what you were getting of them was kind of filtered. Not that it isn't filtered now, but like it was like mu like you said, like music videos and stuff. Like it wasn't like their personal Instagram.
Yeah. Yeah. So
Yeah,
we just have
because
a lot
like
more access now.
I know like
Yeah.
Taylor Swift has a lot of security, but mainly it's to do with like people
Crazy people.
threatening to kill her and
Hmm.
bomb wherever she's at and stuff like that. It's less of like, oh, the public loves you so much they're gonna chase you. And it's
Yeah.
more of like there's a threat to your safety and the safety of those around you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
Well,
think,
'cause like
sorry, go ahead.
Michael, like he also would just get like mobbed in the streets. Like he couldn't move his car.
Which
Yeah.
does happen today. Like
Yeah.
if like people showed up at Jack Antonoff's wedding because they like Taylor Swift is at Jack Antonoff's wedding.
Yeah. And that's really unfortunate. People need to leave people alone. Um, but I do feel like that now, not everyone. Obviously, there are people who still do crazy things like show up to someone's wedding because a celebrity is attending it, which you shouldn't do. But I do feel like there is this level of like respect more now with some celebrities. Like,
Hmm.
Because we see them as more human, and I think that that
yeah,
is partially to do with social media, where before they were just idolized and put on a pedestal, and they were there for your taking. They weren't real people.
yeah.
And
I
now they
also
were
think
like,
the laws have changed and benefited people too. Like if I mean, we were watching the movie and there was always a huge crowd outside of his home, like
yeah.
huge crowd. And
Well,
they
like
can't do
Love
that.
Story, JFK Jr. and Carolyn Bessette, they were camping outside of their apartment.
Yeah. So there's less of that happening, which I think only fueled people to want to go. Is like if all the paparazzi are out there, like there's people out there, more people will gather.
Yeah.
Hmm. Yeah.
Same
It's
concept as
just
Line.
it's just interesting like that Michael Jackson's time wasn't that long ago.
No.
Like he died in 2008.
Yeah, I was actually thinking about this the other day, and I'm pretty sure when he died, I vividly remember this. I was sitting downstairs in my parents' basement, and back then we still had like a small TV. Like it was not a big screen TV at all. And I was watching E! News Network. And I think I was just watching one show on E! News because I was in middle school. And breaking news popped up on the screen, and it was like Michael Jackson's dead. And I was like, I couldn't believe it.
I remember hearing about it, but I
So
don't
I was
like remember
4.
exactly where I was.
Shut
I
up.
mom told me, but I don't remember like exactly where I was or anything.
I don't remember a time in my life when he was alive. I do remember maybe it was some sort of anniversary thing that we watched several years later, at least 2 years later, where it was like old concert clips, old, I don't really know. don't vividly remember it, but I remember it. I have a memory of watching something on the TV in the living room that was him. That was some sort of anniversary thing.
I do remember where I was when I found out the Queen of England died.
Me too, because that was not that long ago.
No, I was at my
I don't
Carolyn
remember
Law
where I
School.
was.
I was in the library at law school. Leah came
Where
running
the
around. The queen is dead!
Queen is dead. Yeah.
I don't remember where I was.
Probably at home.
Probably.
It was one all year, so you weren't
Yeah, it was.
living in Virginia yet.
I was probably at work.
Yeah. It happened, or like news broke in the morning.
Yeah.
Yeah. I just remember Leah running around, informing everyone, telling us that the queen was dead, which was interesting.
I I'm trying to think if there are any other celebrities where I was like, oh my gosh, I remember where I was when I
I
got the
also
news.
remember Robin Williams.
I do remember Robin Williams. I was on vacation.
I was at home. It was dinner time, and I was on my phone, and I saw the news pop up, and I had to tell my whole family. And then we all talked about how much we loved Robin Williams at dinner.
Oh,
So this is gonna sound funny, but I remember where I was when I learned that Winter the Dolphin died.
When who?
Winter
Winter
the
the Dolphin.
Dolphin.
Who's that?
Daniela's childhood.
The dolphin from Dolphin Tale, the one that lost her tail and survived.
Oh, where
The
were you?
movie that I watched on repeat as a child. The movie that I could quote to you if we were watching it.
Where were you?
I was in my bed because it was on Instagram. And I wasn't like in my bed, but I was like sitting crisscross applesauce like near the end of my bed. And I was like scroll. It was like one of the first things that popped up on my Instagram, and I did cry.
I also remember where I was when I learned that Taylor Swift got her master's. But today's the anniversary.
Yay!
I
I
guess that wasn't that long ago though, so that
I
makes it more
No.
don't
mystical.
remember where I was, but Betty White. I remember
I
like being told about it. And also learning that she was as old as sliced bread or something like that.
She's older than sliced bread
Yeah, that's what it
was.
was.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, since we've been talking about so many depressing things, um, do you guys want to switch to doing some hot takes?
Yeah.
Sure.
Okay, so for our new fun segment that we started last time, we are going to talk about some hot takes and decide what our opinion is on them. First one, fruit does not qualify as a valid dessert.
I disagree.
Fruit is not a dessert.
Fruit does not qualify as a dessert. Yeah.
Yeah,
I think it counts as a dessert.
so we
Yeah,
It's
it's a
not really
disagree.
sweet treat.
sugary. It's a sweet thing. You can add more sugar to it if you want to make it even more treat-like. You can dip it in chocolate to make it even more treat-like.
Or add ice cream.
Yeah.
Right.
We
Um,
take raspberries and add white chocolate chips to it.
that
Like
sounds good.
stick it in the hole.
You just stick the white chocolate chip in the hole.
Okay,
And
well,
then
according to this BuzzFeed quiz, we are in the small minority on that. 51 to
That's
49%.
crazy.
51 to
just because it's
49,
also healthy, so it doesn't count as a dessert.
I guess.
Okay.
Okay,
You
here's the
can
next
have a
one.
healthy
This is why
dessert.
America is fat.
You should use headphones to listen to your music rather than bringing a speaker to a public park or pool.
Public pool, I don't know why you are playing music. Park,
Okay,
I don't
think
care.
about Like,
Beach, I don't care.
for
Beach, I don't
example,
care.
my family has, or my parents have a neighborhood pool.
Yeah.
So,
I guess actually, like at our old apartment, people would bring their speakers to the pool. I didn't care.
Yeah, I didn't mind. If you're playing weird music or like
Right. Like if you're not
you're
playing like general like pop or something like or
or if you're
country or
playing it
don't
something,
be
really
offended if
loud,
somebody requests you go
turn
somewhere
it off.
else or stop playing
or
it.
turn it off or turn it down or whatever, like I think
But
it's
I
fine.
generally am fine with it. I don't care.
Yeah.
Okay, so we disagree. A lot of people say you should be using headphones instead.
No.
The only thing I'm like, you just have to be aware of the people around you.
Yeah.
That's the
Yeah.
biggest thing.
Read the room.
Read the room.
Well,
Like,
also like you like if you're playing like a bunch of like dirty music and you're at like a public pool where there's kids,
yeah,
like come on. Like
that's kind of my thing. Like
Yeah.
one time we went to a beach, we were at the beach, and I mean it was all older adults. It was me, my husband, and my in-laws. But the people next to us had a whole setup, and they had small children, and they were playing rap music, and the rap music was it had horrendous language in it, and really explicit material. Like, and I'm not talking about like popular rap music. Like this was like
Deep cuts.
yeah, deep rap music. And my my mother-in-law was very offended. She was not happy that they were playing it very loud. But we were in a public setting, and you like, what is the line?
Yeah, I would imagine you're probably fine playing anything that would be played on the radio.
Yeah.
yeah.
So
Because
clean.
that's generally what would be played, like in a store or at a pool. Like
Hmm.
they would usually, and if you stick within that line, you're probably fine.
Yeah, absolutely. Um, okay, here's one I kind of have a strong opinion about. People should never go to self-checkout if they have a very full cart of items.
Walmart, you don't
Um,
really have a choice.
yeah, I was like, they kind of don't give you much of a choice anymore. I disagree. If it specifically says 10 items or less, that's a different story.
If
What
you have
about,
like if you have like 12 items, like whatever. But like yeah.
okay, what about situations though where, like, I know the Walmart by where we used to live was all self-checkout everywhere. That is not my Walmart's here. There's like the normal checkout, and then there's only a few self-checkouts on either side. So what if it's like that and there's only a few
If
self-checkouts?
it's
Do you feel the same
limited
way?
self-checkout, that's kind of rude.
But it's
But
gonna take the
also,
same amount of time, honestly,
yeah.
with a cashier. So I don't care.
Okay.
I think if they like
Every time we've gone like multiple stores where they have self-checkout option or a cashier. When we go with the cashier,
nine
it
times out of
takes
10,
longer.
we would be faster doing self-checkout than going to a cashier.
Yeah. I mean, I have the same experience, but my mind is always like, I always feel bad when someone behind me has like 5 items and I have a huge cart full.
If that's the
But
case,
there's
I'll let
usually
them go
multiple
ahead of me.
self-checkouts. So it's like
They have a better
this one
chance.
self-checkout will keep running.
Yeah.
It's fine.
Right. And if I really like felt that bad, like if someone had like one thing and I had a cart full, I would like just let them go in front of me. Like it's not that big of a deal to me.
And if there's like a line of people building up, that's on the store to manage the situation and be like, we need to have more checkouts open.
Yeah. I feel like Target feels that every time. Target is
Yeah.
like the worst checkout system I've ever had experience with.
Well, they specifically, at least the one near us, specifically says 10 items or less for self-checkout, but then they rarely have anyone at like a cashier
That's
for you to go
yeah.
to. And
That's
I
what I
was like,
mean. They don't
Yeah,
so
they don't balance well.
well, also the one like right by us that I usually go to, they have like the self-checkout. There's only four, I believe, and it's 10 items or less it says, but like the one day I went and it was a weekday, but they didn't have anybody at a regular register, while there were three people at the like service, like where you can return stuff or whatever, which is right next to the self-checkout. And if they're not like doing anything, they'll like you can check out there and like they will do it like if it was a regular checkout, but that's only if like someone's not returning something or whatever. And they just kind of randomly call. They're just like if you're just like next in line waiting and there's no self-checkouts open, they'll be like, you can come over here.
Yeah.
But like
Yeah.
it's not like
Back in
that
the
really.
day at the beginning of self-checkouts, I would have agreed, but times have changed.
Yeah.
Times
Yeah,
are,
when they
they
like
are
first
changing.
started doing self-checkout and they still had the majority of the regular registers open, like go to a register if you have a full cart.
Yeah.
But now like you really don't have a choice.
I agree.
Like get over yourself. The world doesn't revolve around you.
Okay, let's go to the next one. Breaking up with someone via text is acceptable.
No, you can at least do a phone call.
I did that, so.
I've been broken up with over text, and I was kind of like, you couldn't just call me and say that?
I'm trying to remember. I think I might have in high school.
I was in 8th grade when I did it, in my defense.
Yeah, this was in high school,
Yeah.
but I I have had to do the breakup over, like, I could have done it over text, but I was like, I'll do a phone call. So you just do a phone call.
Yeah. I was young and stupid. I also think I just wanted to get it over with. But I
I
agree.
yeah,
You can
I
try and do it
I
in person.
I more so wanted to get it over with and didn't want to deal with it because I knew that he didn't feel the same way.
Okay, wait. I do have a different opinion. I guess if we're saying like breakup, this is more of like you've decided together that you were in a relationship. If it's
Mhm.
like we've gone on a couple dates, I'm not really feeling the vibe, then
Oh,
you can send
yeah.
a text.
Yeah.
That's fair. Yeah, that makes sense. Okay, here's our last one. People recording concerts slash parts of concerts has gotten out of hand.
Yeah. You're not gonna watch it again.
No.
It's like fireworks. Don't take videos of fireworks
Yeah.
either.
It is kind of annoying. My best friend does rewatch all of the videos she took of Taylor Swift though.
Okay, I actually did appreciate Taylor Swift. I did appreciate because
I think that's an exception.
you could watch the TikTok lives of the acoustic sets, and then you could watch the acoustic sets
Yeah.
again.
Yeah, I think Taylor Swift is the exception, but generally don't. Because, like, enjoy it while you're
Also,
there.
right,
Yeah,
generally you
be in the
also
moment.
remember it in your brain more if you're not recording it. If you
Yeah.
just watch it, you actually remember it more versus recording it and then you never actually go back and watch the recording and then you're like, "Oh, like it was a good concert. I don't remember it that much though."
Yeah. And, like, you can get like one clip if you want it. Get one clip,
Right.
be done with it,
Like
put your phone away.
it's your favorite song,
Yeah.
go for it. Record a little bit of it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Like
it's also the quality is probably not going to be great.
It's
Like
never good.
you're probably going to hear the
it
people yelling around you and not the
Or you
right.
artist.
or yourself singing.
Yeah,
Right. And it's
nobody
always
wants
like
to hear that.
shaky. It's never great quality.
No. And it's really just a distraction for everyone else.
Yeah.
Right.
Put your
As
phone
a
away.
shorty, it is annoying because then like people are holding their phone up and I already can't see over you and then you're making it even harder to see over you.
And then if that happens to me, I watch it on the phone screen.
Yeah.
I'm like, just zoom in a little more.
That's funny. Well, that is our hot takes for this episode. We'll come back more.
Were we in the majority or minority?
Oh, on that one? Hold on, let me click the button.
Probably in the majority.
We're going to be in the majority.
Put the
Come on.
phones down. It really is the damn phones, guys.
Oh, I mean, yes, but 69-31. Less than the majority, less majority than I thought.
Huh.
That's kind of
Well,
interesting.
I guess we have some hot takes.
That's more of a hot take than, or less, that's more of a hot take than I thought. I thought that would just be like the general standard, but I guess not everyone agrees. Some people are like, I paid for this, I get to do what I want.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, but also you're not the only
But
person who
also,
wants to
so did
experience
the
this.
person standing behind you who now can't see because you're holding your phone up for a video you're never going to watch again.
Yeah. Agreed. So those are our hot takes. Um, Now for next week's podcast, we're going to talk about off campus. And
And
as a person who is already, I'm into the
is
third
it race
episode.
weekend?
Huh?
Is it race weekend?
No,
Mm-mm.
week after.
Ugh.
I know. F1 feels like there's too much time in between races right now.
You mean I can't watch the race while I'm at a wedding?
Not this time, unfortunately.
Or the next wedding either. No race that weekend
No.
either.
They plan their weddings well.
How am I going to kill the time?
By hanging out with me. Um, but we'll talk about off campus next week because that comes out now. And I was trying to say before Daniela rudely interrupted me. Just kidding. I'm just teasing. I have so many thoughts, especially
Already?
yes, because things are drastically different than the book.
Yeah,
I have seen
I
some
was
online comments about that already.
like the trailer even, I was like, I don't remember. But then like I'm thinking like I don't remember the book that well either. I read it like literally last year.
I skimmed it like a month ago. And I know you don't do skimming.
I enjoyed the book and I liked the book, but I am not remembering a lot of the details, but I think as I watch I'll be like, no. Like I think like it will come back to me.
Yeah. I'm like, there's little moments here and there where I'm like, that's not in the book. They've changed that. That's not in the book. But I'm trying to like both compare it and then also take it away and be like different than the book so that I can enjoy
Mhm.
it. But I'm interested to see Jillian's perspective on this since she didn't read the book, um, to know what her thoughts are as a
I
person
am
who has
also
no
curious
idea what to expect.
because like obviously they changed stuff, but then like the summer I turned pretty, a lot of people preferred the change at least in the first season where it was more around the coming out ball. What was that called?
Cotillion?
Yeah.
Coming out ball.
Yeah. I'll be
Coming out
interested.
into society, that's what it is.
I want to.
A
Yeah.
lot of people liked that more though than like the first book. I couldn't tell you, but that was the opinion I heard.
Yeah. I'm
So
writing
I
down
am
these
curious to
thoughts
see
too.
like
I'm like, I like that better, or oh, I don't like that. And there's some things that I make that make sense. Like, there's a lot of time that they spend, I feel like, in the book in his bedroom, and like they have to do some of those scenes other places. Otherwise, it's the same thing over and over and over again. So,
yeah.
like, I understand some of the changes. Do I like them? I'll leave that for a discussion next time.
I also would like to say because we did talk about your guys' reading, I am reading Lightlark and I finished Lightlark today and started Nightbane. Nightbane? Nightbane.
Yay! I'll add it to my list.
Okay.
Oh God, I just gotta stop adding books to my list.
Lightlark is already on your list.
I know, but the list of what I need to read soon.
My list just keeps getting longer and longer. So it's never
That's the
going to
life
end.
of a reader.
Yeah.
Always books to add.
All right. Well, until next time. Goodbye.
Bye.
Bye.